and the rain still coming down so heavy here in Hebron tonight. Be patient with our technical equipment. We have what's known as rain fade, when the rain is so heavy that it actually warps our satellite signal. We are at the staging area at the Hebron Fire Department right now. I want you to take a look at this. Fire trucks, water rescue crews from across the Lakes region as far as Concord have responded here to the Hebron Fire Department to assist with any water rescues that may be needed. We have the man in charge of it all. It's Chief John Goldman to give us an update. And Chief, let's just start with the first call that came in, that couple reportedly trapped at their home on Sculptured Rocks Road. How are they tonight?
They're still in their home. The original call was that the house was filling with water and it was starting to float away. That was not the case. It was not floating away. It was filling with water, and they're currently in the home at this time.
And tell us what other types of situations you've been encountering in this heavy rain tonight.
Multiple cars off the road, people concerned, that people trying to get through, standing water, running water, broken down cars, additional water in the basement type calls, lots of stuff like that.
We understand you have several dozen homes that you want to really get in and check once the water recedes. First of all, your message to anyone who's inside a home that may be surrounded by water or has rising water tonight, your message to them about where they should be.
If they're at their home and they're safe, they should stay there. They should call 911 if they're not safe, and 911 will get the information to us and we'll get crews out to them as soon as we can and get them taken care of.
As soon as this rain, this flash flooding started, it's about 4 inches of rain in this area. I know you put out the call for Lakes Region Mutual Aid. Tell us what that did in this area, because it's really quite an impressive sight.
Almost immediately, 10 communities were dispatched to this area specifically for that first call. And then from there, the dispatch staff continued to just backfill resources into the area. So we have resources staged in several different locations throughout the mutual aid district at this time.
It is still a deluge at this hour. Tell us the condition of the roads and any flooding you have around this area.
There's localized flooding in several areas around Hebron at this time. We anticipate that will start to recede, hopefully in the morning, or at least once the rain stops. And then we'll just continue to work the calls as we get them and get people safe.
And also, I understand the darkness poses an extra danger because you don't want people to drive through the water, walk through the water, try to take a boat, or walk out of their homes under these conditions.
Nobody should try and self-extricate, and certainly nobody should try and cross still or moving water, whether it's in a vehicle or on foot or in their own canoe. They should call 911 first and let us coordinate that rescue for them.
We have seen boats sort of stationed on roads that are covered with water. One in particular we saw was North Groton Road, where there were hay bales floating across, and one of the Bristol firefighters said, hey, each one of those weighs 1,000 pounds. That shows you the power of this water.
The water will definitely wash your car away very easily, let alone if you're on foot or in your own rowboat or canoe or anything like that. So it is imperative to not try and cross that water.
And you have no reports of injuries at this hour, at this point?
Not at this time.
Okay, very good. Anything else you would like to ask the public, not only in this area, but across Grafton County, anywhere where there could be the potential for flash flooding tonight?
I would say everybody should pay attention tonight, especially those that live in areas that are prone to flooding. And as I said, don't try and self-extricate. Certainly call 911 and let the professionals do the work.
Chief, sounds like you have a busy night ahead. We'll be here along with you to report what's going on here. Thank you so much for your time and for your insight. Once again, that's the situation in Hebron, where communities from across the Lakes region as far south as Concord have converged here, specifically with their highly trained water rescue teams, so that they can be in place. But as you heard the chief say, they have not had any significant rescues, no reports of injuries at this point. They're asking people, do not cross any flooded roads and do not try to evacuate yourself. It's better to stay where you are and stay safe. We will stay on top of this. Live in Hebron tonight, I'm Jean Mackin, WMUR News 9.
It is a wet night across the North Country in the great state tonight. Let's go to Siobhan Lopez. She's in nearby Romney with what's going on there. Siobhan?
Well, Tom, we just arrived here in Romney. We haven't even been able to pull into this campground here to talk to anybody, but we did want to give everyone an update that everyone here at this campground on Route 25 in Romney is safe tonight. This is Riverbrook RV and Camping Resort in Romney. We heard reports from the state tonight that at the height of the flooding, there was 3 feet of water going through this campground. They had to relocate some of these campers. It's dark out here tonight. We are across the street, but you may be able to see there is still some ponding in their parking lot here. It seems like some of these campers and and trucks have kind of moved out of their sites and they're up in the parking lot here. But we did get these reports from the state that they were ready to assist the crews up here in any rescues if possible. We're not sure if anyone actually needed to be rescued up here, but we do know they had to relocate some of these. We know that a search of all the buildings here is clear. There were no injuries reported here at this campground, but we do know at the height of the flooding here, 3 feet of water was rushing through this campground. So certainly a lot of manpower was up here to make sure everybody was safe. We do know a lot of the crews that were here headed off to Hebron, where you just saw Gene, all that manpower going on there to help assist and stage in that area. But we know tonight everyone here at this campground has either been relocated or they are safe tonight. That's the latest live in Rumney. Siobhan Lopez, WMUR News 9.
Siobhan, thank you. And stay with WMUR and on our website and our mobile app throughout the night tonight for updates on the situation. And of course, we'll also be back on the air with News 9 Daybreak when you wake up in the morning.